Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Copperal, bringing you take 2 of this review and discussion. So, let me get to the advertisement real quickly. Buy my book, The Epic of Cassie's Crossroads, at authorhouse.com, where this blaster will be making an appearance in. So, on to the discussion. So, for those who read the title, you're here for the book of Boba Fett. Because when I was painting this blaster, it reminded me of something. Star Wars is so iconic in its designs, where it's just regular World War I, World War II firearms, but instead of the gunmetal gray look, they're painted all black and weathered. And this is giving me those vibes, but then I realized this looks familiar, and it reminded me of Boba Fett's blaster from Book of Boba Fett. Though I'm not a Star Wars fan anymore, I do like Boba Fett. And I said, this is pretty much his blaster. And all that. It's decided it's painted. Won't be just painted all black. And it was really this accident right here that made me realize, okay, this is pretty much his blaster. So, I just wanted to talk about, okay, this is... If you want to cosplay as Boba Fett and you need the pistol, but you need a cheap, get one of these. But there's a PSA that has to go with this. One... You don't need the tip doesn't really add to it. It kind of takes away from it. So it's only held in there by a single screw. I suggest you keep the tip orange and keep it on there. And then you take it off when you need to do your photo shoot and all that. Because even though I don't agree with the idea, we need to keep the tips orange and all that, because it's really pointless. There are people painting orange tips onto real firearms to kind of not get in trouble. And it's the world changing the way it is and all that, and all these boating accidents happening and everything. I'd say just keep the trigger orange. You could keep the little indentation orange, but I could understand why people would complain about it, because it's going to be pretty much all black thing. And even though I think this looks more like an air pistol, which is technically legal, it's still better to be safe than sorry. But though, keep in mind, the freaking person in the stormtrooper costume got freaking their teeth caved in by the cops in Canada. So, yeah, just I don't think it really matters these days. And also, we should be ungovernable. So be ungovernable. Break the rules. Not the really bad rules, but you know what I mean. They say, you don't do this, I do this. And all that. So, but when it comes to painting this blaster, there are two kinds of this blaster. There's the Clearshot and the Stormfire. And they're indicated by their grips. They have a different mold. So, this is a Stormfire, and it has an indentation in its mold, a target, if you will. And they also have raised dart tag logo on it, which this one doesn't. So they're two different molds, technically. But other than that, they're exactly the same. So when it comes to these Clearshots, they come in orange, they come in green. And there's another one that comes in blue, but I think it's one of these. So with these, the greens are more rare, and so they cost more, and they're more sought after. I only have one green, I have several oranges. And the oranges really don't matter because these are just orange. The blue is the rarest one. I've never seen a blue one in the wild. Or never seen anybody own one either. And it's okay to paint the Clearshot orange because it's a more matted orange compared to the orange and the green of this blaster, which actually glows under a black light. So, we have that. Secondly, Clearshots sometimes come with a scope. Yeah, the scope does not match the aesthetic of the blaster, but it's still a nice scope. People actually pay money for just the scope itself. So keep that in mind. So let's get on to the review of the blaster, though. Let's see, how does it perform? So of course it's the second take, so I got everything down there. So you can see the results pretty soon. 42 bad. It's the answer to life, but it was a bad answer. But yeah, for the FPS. Accessories is good because you get that nice scope, but also I believe they come in a 2-pack as well for the blaster. Sling attachment point, bad. Doesn't have one. Comfort, it's pretty comfortable. Looks, it reminds me of a Steyr Roth, but also an air pistol, or that 22 pistol from Fallout New Vegas. So it looks really cool, especially painted up in general. Profile, I say it's okay because it depends on the paint job whether or not this thing looks like a freaking firearm or not. And I say, like, in my mind, I see Star Wars blaster, but I could see somebody thinking, okay, that's a real firearm when they look at it all black. Tactical points. It's good because it has all these extra little holders. So it holds up to 5 darts at once. No rockets, no mega. Internals are pretty okay. Modability, this thing's crazy when you mod it because it becomes, I think they'll hold different ammo types as well, and fire different ammo types, and all that. So fully modded, this is actually a pretty decent blaster. I don't know why. Again, with the Book of Boba Fett thing, it's like, why didn't they just remake this blaster and take off the front grip, the front tip, and make it an Elite 2.0? I'll just call it Boba Fett's blaster. You missed out on money, Nerf. If you're watching this, go do that. So practicality, it's okay. If you do the fully modded thing, it actually becomes pretty decent. But again, it's like, do you really need this do you really need a blaster? You got to change out the barrel and all that. Price, I say it's okay. Several of these I got for like $3, $4. I bought 2 of them for $15 once, and I didn't bother to buy one for $6. So it depends, really, but anything above $5, I say it's not worth it. Because this blaster is special to me, but to y'all, I don't think so. And you got the results, it's good, bad, okay, but again, this is like one of those times I have to disagree with my own reviews and say, like, yes, the blaster is good, but my bias towards it is really high because compared to other blasters, it's not as good. And now, it's FPS, you got to do a lot to make it good. And really, the best thing for it is to cosplay with it, and that's what I'm using it for. And so, you buy for $4, you buy your can of spray paint for $7, and you buy a little bottle of silver acrylic and a brush. That's like another. It's like $15 in total for one of these things for your cosplay project. So yeah, and it's a sidearm secondary. It's a novelty. You're using it for cosplay, or you're using it to mod it. You're not using it. It's not like you need to go. It doesn't have the same performance and all that. You really are just buying this for the project, and I don't mind that. That's why I'm getting a bunch of these. If you have a bunch of these, send them my way. Okay, I will not pay you anything, but you get to know that I'm making this out of it. Okay? Well, thank you all very much. And oh yeah, and to my copper army, this might be our sidearm, so you might have to get one anyway. Well, thank you all very much. You all have a nice day. Bye-bye.